Hello, my dear and unique innovators, Aquarius. This is your horoscope for 2024. And Happy New Year! Welcome to 2024, the year of dragon. Let's see what this dragon year will bring to you. Let's start with Pluto, which will be very big for you this year because Pluto enters your sign, first house, on 20th November for 20 years. Yes, for 20 years, dear Aquarius. After 20 years, you won't be the same. But everything Pluto does makes us stronger. Just remember, because Pluto is this planet of transformation. It's a very small planet. In sizes it's smaller, but the influence is the most out of all. It's just planet of transformation, planet of big changes, planet of big money, planet of authority, and this kind of people, governmental structures, and so this planet comes to your sign, first house. It will already moves into your sign this January, already in this month, around 20th, but it will go back to your 12th house where it spent last 15-16 years since 2008. He will move back, it will move back to your 12th house for 2 months, from 2nd September until 20th November, and in November it will move into your first house, and it will never go back to your 12th house in our lifetime, because Pluto takes around the Sun almost 250 years. So we will live in a completely new, let's say, sense of life. Well, let's see. First house, what is it about? First house is me house. It's how I look, my appearance, my style, myself. Pluto here can, give you complete transformations in those 20 years. But guys, here Pluto, Pluto's game is a long-term game. So its effect will be visible only like 10 plus years. So it will take very slow all those 20 years to transform everything in your first house about your appearance, about how you feel about your appearance, about your look, your style, yourself, and maybe your name, maybe your surname. It's also here. Maybe you will change it. Maybe, I don't know, you completely would like to change and your name and your surname. Pluto is the planet who likes to stir up first ugly things, bring to the surface all the, shadow things. And afterwards, after you deal with all this shadow, work, then you can become your true self, your beautiful self, who is honest about, who's honest and complete and, very happy, let's say, person. So expect these kind of things in your coming 20 years. Also, here, Pluto in the first house also may indicate that, you're gonna, because he likes to go very deep, this planet likes to go very deep, next 20 years you will be probably meeting your shadow self, let's say. Having some thoughts about dark subjects, like what are you capable of, let's say, of doing some wrong. And here, Pluto will help you actually to sort out and, work it through, that, he will give you power to see other people's let's say shadows too, and you will start probably noticing, and you will probably will be capable of seeing the motivation of other people's dark side and shadow side, and your own, reflecting on your own as well. And or here might be just that you for the next 20 years, let's say, starting from this year, you would want to be a psychologist who would like to, let's say, help people to sort out those emotions inside of them, especially these issues, and you would want to dig into their shadow sides. It might be possible too, some kind of psychotherapist or some kind of professional, and you might go to study these subjects. This also can happen. Also, Pluto is the indicator of all like governmental structures, authority people, and you might would like to also go to work for police, let's say, or tax authorities, which are like a little bit like pressure structures, because Pluto likes to give pressures. Or if you are, let's say, writing some book about these subjects, then you might get in that 20 years like very big recognition, because Pluto is the planet of big money as well. And just, let's say, get ready Pluto for the last 15 years, as for a comparison, it was in your 12th house and since 2008. So in your 12th house, what is 12th house? It is our private house. It's a secret house. It's a house of subconscious mind. It's a house of isolation. So it transformed for the last 15 years this area of life. Most probably, you've also known, let's say, a lot of secrets of other people, or from your past. Maybe you've learned a lot of secrets and you were dealing with them, let's say, or you've been working with your subconscious mind. And it's also, 12th house is house of isolation. Maybe you spent last 15 years living on an island, because islands are also isolated, all isolated places like hospitals or prisons. And now it comes to an end because it comes to your first house. Pluto is moving out finally from your 12th house for good on 20th November. 12th house is also house of religion, spirituality. Maybe in the last 15 years you've been on a trip, like religious trip, or you've been studying religion, or you've changed your religion. You transformed your view on that, or also about spirituality. Maybe for the last 15 years you've studied astrology, tarot, or numerology, let's say. All these subjects, you got interested in them, and you have a business, let's say, about them now. And maybe even you have a good, money from that business support. And 12th house is also house of past. Maybe you've been dealing like a lot of things, sorting out from your past, let's say, with the relatives, or with a family tree, or some family secrets. Or it simply means you become interested in hypnosis, let's say, and you become a specialist in this area. Okay, let's talk about next Jupiter, the most happiest planet, our big angel of the universe, the giver of gifts, the planet of luck, planet of fortune, planet of happiness, prosperity, expansion, everything positive. Whatever Jupiter, in which area of life is Jupiter situated, that area of life will be expanding, will be prosperous and lucky for you. Let's see which area is that going to be in 2024 for you, dear Aquarius. Until 26th of May 2024, it will be still transiting your 4th house. Superb position. Let me tell you, 4th house is the house of family. Is your family, or the family you come from as well, the family that you build yourself. Here Jupiter is expanding. It's also family members number. Let's say maybe your family is expanding now. You've got a kid, you got married, you've got a kid, now you are 3, or now you are 4. Or it simply means maybe your son brings, let's say, his girlfriend to living together, and now you are more people in the same family. Also, you might start a family. It also indicates that you might get married and start your own family. Jupiter here in the 4th house, it was since last year, May 2023. Maybe you've already built your family since last year, May, or you're going to do so. Also, 4th house is the indicator of citizenship, immigration. Maybe you've got, let's say, passport, citizenship of another country, or you will get it in the next 5 months until 26th of May. It's a very superb position of Jupiter to give you this gift of universe. Immigration, maybe you immigrated to another country. Let's say your girlfriend is the foreigner, because Jupiter indicator of all foreign countries, foreign people, foreign languages. And maybe you decided to start a family with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and you moved to another country, you immigrated, you got a citizenship because, let's say, you got married. Any sorts of like visa, permanent residence, temporary residence, all comes here under the 4th house. 4th house is also real estate house. Maybe you bought a house in a foreign country, because Jupiter is again indicator of foreigners and foreign country land. Maybe you bought real estate, maybe you bought a house, and that's why you immigrated, or you're going to do so until 26th of May. All these topics are lit for you until 26th of May, and Jupiter will give you these gifts of the universe until this date. Also, it might mean maybe you got involved in the real estate business. If you didn't buy a house, if you're not planning to buy a house, then maybe you got involved, or you will get involved. 4th house is the mother's life as well, house of mother's life. Maybe in your mom's life were happening big things since last year, and it will happen, or it will continue happening. Maybe your mom will, announce that she's getting married, or she will have a baby. Anything can be possible, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. You will never know what kind of gift he will give you, but surrounding these topics, everything related to these topics might come up. Let's see what is he doing after 26th of May. So Jupiter will move into your fifth house in the horoscope. What does fifth house mean? Fifth house is responsible, is the house of love and kids. So Jupiter here will bring into your life love for yourself as well. It's the house of joy. It's the house of, hobby. It's also kids. If you've been thinking about having kids, you will most probably get a kid after 26th of May, next half of the year, or you will find out that you're pregnant, or it will give you some kind of joy, or you will find a hobby that will give you endless happiness, let's say, or also house of love. You might meet someone that you will be thinking that, this is love of my life, let's say. Fifth house is also house of business. Maybe you will open business. If you have such plans, you might open business starting June. So next half of the year, business area is amazing for you if you're going to open. Maybe it will be related with kids, anything, or your hobby will become business. Fifth house is also house of creativity, means everything artistic, arts, writers, singers, dancers, and actors are all here. Maybe you will start a career. Or maybe, you will be invited to some kind of movie, or, to be an actor, to be an actress, go for auditions if you would like to be so. So it will be very lucky for you. There is a high chance that you will get that role, you will get that main character in the movie. So put yourself out there. After 26th of May. Fifth house is also a house of love triangles. Here, I would like to tell you a little bit, be careful, because, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So here might be developing some, love triangles. Maybe two people will be at the same time, let's say, offering their love for you. So here, a little bit be mindful. And let's say honest with everyone. This kind of placement, Jupiter in the fifth house, it was before 12 years ago in the same time, it was, so 12 years ago in 2012, from 2012 until 2013. So maybe you can recall and think what was happening back then in your life, and similar things might come up, but not same. It will not be the same, but just similar. All these topics will lit for you in 2024, starting from June. Okay, let's move to Saturn, our teacher, our strict teacher. And Saturn, where Saturn is in your chart always shows where you will get some lessons, where some lessons will take place, like life lessons. And Saturn's lessons might be bumpy, but it's worth it always. So it's always for good. Just don't forget that it's always for good. And Saturn is the planet of restrictions, planet of discipline, planet of taking the responsibilities. Yes, Saturn doesn't like any easygoing, let's say, behavior or jokes. And Saturn a whole year will be in your second house. Ooh, that is very sensitive house, financial house. And the Saturn is your ruler, my dear Aquarius. It's your ancient ruler. Now Uranus is your second ruler, but Saturn is your ancient ruler as well. So here, Saturn will teach you, how to, let's say, earn money. Or second house is also about material possessions. Maybe some things that clog, let's say, your energy in your house, in your life, will start disappearing because of the Saturn, because it doesn't like the things in your life that doesn't serve you anymore. So it will make you get rid of all those material possessions, let's say. Second house is also your earned money house, financial house. That's why here might be, because Saturn is the planet of restrictions, it might make less money for you, less flow, let's say. Here might be like you, let's say your company closed and you lost a job, or you've been working on two jobs and one of them, I don't know, closing or going bankrupt, and you just losing one source of, let's say, money. It might restrict flow of money as well, but at the same time, it will teach you how to be mindful with money, and maybe you will learn how to save money, dear Aquarius, if you've never been doing so. So this year, Saturn will teach you for sure how to save money as well. And here, Saturn also indicates that you might change your profession, and that's why you will have, let's say, less money, because you are now a fresh starter, some sort. Or you will just be getting offers, let's say, the offers that you really like, but those offers will be like with a less paid like salary, less paid jobs, let's say. It might also indicate here these kind of situations. Here, second house is also house of self-esteem and your values. Saturn will teach you if money is real value for you. Sometimes it might teach you that let's say maybe it's a love, or maybe family, maybe relationships will be comes first to you than money, or vice versa. So be prepared as well. Here I would advise you, do not, let's say, underestimate yourself, because Saturn, planet of a little bit like a colder planet. It's a distance planet, so you might beat yourself up here because, let's say, you don't earn more, you don't, and that's why our self-esteem can go down. So don't do that, because you deserve all the best, and you worth every penny, and you can do even more. Just do not drop your self-esteem, let's say. All in all, Saturn, planet of taking responsibility. So it will make you take responsibility of your own finances, of, what you earn, let's say. Maybe you will get a wallet, like, or you will get an accountant, so that you will make your spendings in order, earnings and spendings, and you will start journaling, about your money, finances as well. Okay, let's move to eclipses. This year we have 4 eclipses. Eclipses, shows us where in our chart, life-changing, fateful events will be happening. It's like eclipses are like a rocket ship. It's like elevator. They can put you sky up, like 7 floors up, 7 levels up, and they are designed to push us to let us make faster that decision that we are hesitating about, and make that step faster that we are hesitating to take. And eclipses comes into our lives, and they will make us to do that finally, and to change our life to better, and to meet our better future, let's say. And eclipses happen because of the lunar nodes. Lunar nodes, they are always 2, and they are situated in front of each other, against each other. And your north node in the 3rd house, your south node, is situated in the 9th house this year. And lunar nodes is the, like a line, is the arrow, which called like a destiny arrow. Lunar nodes are showing us where we should be moving and what we should be releasing in our lifetime. And these lunar nodes, they are also called dragon head and dragon tail, as the dragon year 2024. So lunar nodes will be north node, as I said, in your 3rd house, south node in your 9th house. And this axis is the axis of movement, of mind and physical movement. It's the axis of travel, of thoughts, fast thoughts. It's the axis of communication, transportation, and eclipses happening in this area of life will bring those events that will change your life, and make radical changes, and make improvements in that area of life. So here, you might be, let's say, traveling a lot, short distance, long distance travels. You could be traveling a lot, and you can, you might be having a lot of new ideas. And also this axis indicates skills, those skills that we learn for particular, like a vacation, let's say, like a hairdresser or makeup artists. So those skills, maybe you will learn this kind of skills, or some, writing skills. Maybe you will get a certificate. You are studying now. First time those lunar nodes, they moved into these houses last summer in July. So since July, most probably you've been already feeling these changes, this kind of a fast pace of life in this area. Maybe you've been learning already these skills, and this year you will get a certificate for some kind of new learned skills, like I don't know, maybe like talking to a big audience as well. Let's say that we learn also on Udemy as well, or cooking skills. Also, this axis is about everything foreign. Maybe you've been, opening, let's say, your horizon, like education horizon. It's an axis of education. Maybe you went to study or going to study in a foreign country, or to learn foreign languages, because this axis is also communication, everything we speak and write, and also the languages. Maybe you are learning a new language, or 2 even, meeting a lot of foreigners and communicating with a lot of foreigners somehow, or maybe in a different language as well. It's also axis of siblings, your brothers, sisters, relatives, and neighbors as well. Maybe in their life something's happening, let's say life-changing, which is affecting you as well profoundly. Also, here's maybe if you are like maybe you're writing a book, let's say, or you start writing a book, or you might have this idea. And if you have, this is a very good time to do so. And it will be published, and it will be big success. So do it. Here is also, this axis indicates about legal processes. These houses are about legal processes. And if you've been like, maybe you've got involved in some kind of legal affairs. Here's like a lot of documents to file or apply to some kind of I don't know, scholarships as well, to provide some documents, a lot of errands you've been running as well here. And if you have like, if you're involved in the legal battle, let's say, then it might, be as long as, let's say, until next year. Because all this year they are still in these houses, your lunar nodes, which will be giving you changes in these cases, legal cases, if you are in such. Also, here is about grandchildren. If you are at that age, you might be now grandparent. You might find out that you will be grandparent. Let me tell you, when those eclipses are happening, these life-changing events are happening, let's say, around which dates, please keep in mind. So first one will happen 25th of March, lunar eclipse in your 9th house. Here's 9th house is about travel, is about religion. As I said before, is about, legal processes, grandchildren. Maybe you will know that you're going to become a grandparent, let's say, grandparent, or also education. You might get here a degree. You might receive your degree, let's say, or you start education somewhere far. Second eclipse will happen 8th of April, solar eclipse in your 3rd house. 3rd house is about communication, publications, and skills, certificates you might be getting here, some new acquired skills. Maybe, you studied to be a barber and now you're opening a barber shop. This might happen here, these kind of things. Or it's also about your siblings, relatives, neighbors. Maybe here something very, eventful will be happening. And your brother and sister might tell you, like, I'm, let's say, getting married, or you're becoming aunt or uncle. Same with relatives. Maybe they're moving somewhere abroad and they will announce that for you during this date, around this date. It's also, this house is all about religion. Maybe you will go to religious trips, or you will change your religion during this year, or you will get involved in the religious studies. It might also happen. It's also about transportation. Maybe you've been like using your whole life public transport, but now you're buying a car. You might get a car, by the way. You might buy a car or sell a car. Or you've been whole life driving a car, but now you'll decide that it's enough and I don't want to pollute, let's say. I don't want any more any car occupying spaces in my house, so I will be using just public transport. This might happen as well. Or you will be getting a driving license. You are studying now, for example, and you will get the driving license now. Okay, 3rd eclipse will happen 18 September, lunar eclipse in your 2nd house. This eclipse will conjunct Neptune. Neptune is planet a little bit like a foggy planet, dreamy planet, let's say. And 2nd house is your house, financial house. It's the house of money. You earn money. Maybe you will want to buy something expensive here. But I would like to warn you here, maybe to wait a little bit around 18th of September, because eclipse conjunct Neptune, some information might not be clear here, or some secrets might not be, for example, let's say about your salary, because the 2nd house is the financial house. So maybe you've been offered salary rise, but let's say there is no like clear information how to calculate how much you got raised, or like there will be some delays, some information will be withheld from you. Something like this kind of situation can come up. Also here, if you've been offered new job, let's say, then also here about salary information, something can be not clear. So here I advise you to ask as much as questions as possible. And the last eclipse this year will happen 2nd October, solar eclipse in your 9th house. 9th house, again, it's about travel, education. Maybe here you will get your diploma, degree. You will travel somewhere far, very far lands, or maybe you will go to foreign country for the first time. Also about legal processes. It's also about documents, religion. Maybe you will visit places like, Tibet or Stonehenge. Or languages as well. Okay, here I would like to mention one interesting transit happening February, March, April, so most of spring. Your north node that is in your 3rd house. North node is that elevator that pushes us like 7 skies up, and it will change our lives completely, and for the better. Remember, always for the better. That north node will conjunct Chiron. That conjunction will be exact around 5th of March in your 3rd house. And Chiron is the, It's a mythical creature from Greek mythology. It's been called wounded healer, and it's a teacher. So Chiron, appearance looks a little bit different. He's a half horse, half human, and conjuncting your north node in the third house. Third house is about siblings, neighbors, relatives. So here, if you've been arguing, or if you've been like not communicating, not talking with your siblings, brothers, sisters, or any relatives, you might get along again. And here Chiron can give you like a help and can heal your relationship. So you can mend your relationship, and you can start again talking to those people, your siblings, or one of kind of neighbors or relatives as well. Or you might learn, third house is the house of skills. You might learn that you can heal people. This kind of professions like how it's called, acupuncture. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so sorry. Like massage types, you might heal. You might start healing people, or this new thing like about not maybe new, like drum healing, some with instruments. You might get involved as well with that. Also, third house is the house of communication, how we communicate. Maybe with your words, you will heal someone during that time who will need to hear your words, will need to have that advice from you. And because of that, his life will be healed somehow. Also, third house is a house of writing and reading and speaking. Maybe your speech can give thousands of people some kind of healing effect. Or you're going to write, book about your healing journey or how to heal other people. Also, Chiron is the number 2, why 2? Because it's because of his appearance. He's a half horse, half human. So it's two different parts of him that are incompatible. That's why it's number 2. Maybe, let's say if your mom pregnant, she might give birth to twins. So you will get twins, your siblings. Or your siblings might have twins. They might announce that they are pregnant, let's say. Or relatives or neighbors the same. Or you might get 2 different skills that will be very different, but then that will help people. Okay, let's move to our planet Mars, our drive, our engine, our energy. Mars is about motivation. Whole year, it will be direct until December. Only last month of this year, starting from 7th of December, it will retrograde. It means move slower, move backwards. It will not be in reality moving backwards. It will be, it will seem that it will move backwards, but the effects are that everything will be slower because Mars is the drive planet, it's the motivation, is the energy planet. But when it's retrograding, moving backwards, it's making everything slow. And that slow process will start 7th of December. I think it's a good month because we all will be feeling, new year, end of the year, finishing the tasks. And here to finish some tasks will be amazing because Mars will be slower, and you will be closing some projects, and Mars will retrograde in your 7th house. 7th house is the house of spouses, relationships, long-term relationships. Maybe here will be some period of rethinking or less activity, let's say activities with your sweetheart or spouse. Also, 7th house is the house of business relationships. It's not advisable here to start any project or to make contractual agreements because 7th house is also contractual agreements. And when Mars is retrograde, it will have a very slow start. So better just wait until 2025. If your project is, by any chance, you would like to start in December. When it comes to business relationships, some things might get stuck, delayed, or there could be less to know meetings, which will be, I think, better during December because we will all need time to buy presents and, be busy with a festive time. Also, there could be less motivation to interact with other people because 7th house is a house of other people. Colleagues or your manager will be hesitant to, sign papers, make some agreements. So this is the time of slow down, actually. Good thing that 7th house is the house of, open competitors that we know face to face or our enemies. So those people will also have less motivation to confront you, dear Aquarius, I think, and will be less, active, less activities from their side, which is a great news, I guess. Okay, let's talk about Mercury a little bit. It's a planet of communication. Mercury retrogrades 3 times per year, I mean this year, and during Mercury retrograde, again moving backwards, right, slowing down, it's not advisable to open anything new and to start anything new, to open new business, start new project, or to do plastic surgeries because you will have to redo them again. Somehow you will not be happy with the result and you will not be satisfied, and you will have to redo it again, remake it again. So it's not advisable to do any plastic surgeries, to buy anything expensive, no expensive purchases as house or car, because you might not like it at the end, or, after some time you might change your mind, or you might find better house or better car for a lesser price. Afterwards. Also, it's not advisable to buy any electric appliances like this technical stuff, because everything will be somehow broken or something will not be working. And of course, Mercury is the planet of communication and contractual agreements. Do not sign any contracts. It's also not advisable to sign because some things will be missing, some things, you will have to re-sign that contract to add some clauses, some parts, or, it's quite messy, so do not, it's not advisable to sign contracts. Okay, let's see in which areas in your life Mercury will be retrograding. First retrograde will happen from 1st April to 25th of April, so almost whole April. Do not do these things that I mentioned before. It will retrograde in your 3rd house. Mercury rules 3rd house. So here, totally like April, do not start anything new, do not sign contracts, I don't advise to buy any expensive or electrical appliances like technical stuff. I don't advise to do that. And, 3rd house is the house of communication. There could be some misunderstandings or missing information, can be a lot. And the 3rd house is also house of travel. If you travel during April, double check the dates, the tickets, passport, money, everything, to double check the numbers. Because many times happen that people buy tickets to another month or another year even, thinking that they are buying it this year. Anyhow, here is also what is good to do here, to reissue documents. Let's say if you reissue the contract but do not sign it, reapply to something. These things that you have to redo is good during this time. Okay, next Mercury retrograde will happen from 5th August until 28th of August in your 8th house. 8th house is your financial house. Here, my advice, do not invest into anything. Do not buy financial instruments like crypto, shares. It might be pretty messy. Here, what is good to do? Good for, let's say, rewriting the inheritance or changing the ownership for the house, let's say, or to refinance, revive some business that you have already. Do not start new business, or some projects. Or here is also good to change banks if you have, change bank if you have such a desire, or loan program. Let's say you might get very good interest rates if you will somehow reapply, and or to close the credit card. Let's say is good. To give back money is good, or close the loan, or give back your. If you owe some money, then it's also good to give back money. And also 8th house is the house of conception house. My advice, do not do any if you're planning a baby through in vitro, I do not go for it. I don't advise this time. And the last retrograde of Mercury will happen from 26th of November until 15th of December in your 11th house. So here you might be a lot of contemplating about your future, reimagining your future, because 11th house is the house of future, and it's the house of plans for the future, and your plans might change during this time, somehow might change. And or you can also, 11th house is also house of social communities, clubs, friendships. You might go back to some communities, your friendship circle, or some friends can come back to you, and you might be again reviving your friendship. Also online friends, followers as well. It's a global house, 11th house. It's the house of internet. Maybe you will get back your followers. Let's say if someone was if someone unfollowed you, they might come back. Okay, and the last, I would like to talk about Venus, our planet of love, beauty, and money. And let me tell you, happy news, it will not retrograde this year, which is very good. Wherever is Venus in your chart, especially in your first house, when it's in your sign, when it's in your first house, we all feel ourselves beautiful, shining like a magnet, and it's easier for us to convince anyone to anything, and we feel attractive, we feel bold. So in your first house, Venus will transit from 16th of February until March 11. here you will feel that energy of Venus. You will be attractive, you will be bold, you will shine like a diamond, and everyone will be attracted to you. And this year, let me tell you, Aquarius, Venus gives you a gift of second time visiting your sign, and it will happen from December 7th until January 3rd, 2025. So New Year's Eve of this year will be set to be amazing for you, because you will feel yourself attractive, you will feel yourself amazing, and everyone will be attracted to you, and most probably New Year's Eve will be enchanting for you. We also love when Venus is in our seventh house. Seventh house is the house of love relationships, serious relationships, long-term relationships. So your spouse during starting from July 11th until August 5th might be, sweet as sugar and shower you with gifts, attention, and love. Might make some presents, surprises, and also seventh house is the house of contractual agreements. So good time to sign important contracts, to start business. Just be mindful of Mercury retrograding dates so that they will not cross, so that you start your business on the right time. And also it's a good time to find perfect partner, or meet someone new, or even get married, or you might get a proposal during this time as well. Well, this was your horoscope for 2024, dear Aquarius. I wish you the best 2024, and believe me, it will be that way. Believe into the universe, it will make it that way for you, and believe in yourselves. Bye bye.